Kathy, thank you for all you've done and been our rock. And you know, I'm so blessed that Kathy didn't tell you the whole story. We moved to Summit 27 years ago when Hillary was 10 months old, and then Robbie and Mac were born at Overlook the years after that. And how we came back to even get involved in Celgene is a story that when Hillary was 6 years old, we were having dinner on a Sunday night in Summit, and Robbie was 4 and Mac was 2, and I was running a global business at JP Morgan at the time, and I was actually on the recruiting video where it said, I'm a global financial leader and all this other nonsense, and I'm a family man. And at dinner, Hillary says, see you next weekend, Dad. She didn't know that I lived in the house during the week. I traveled overseas 60, 70 days a year. I traveled domestically 60, 70 days a year. I'd leave at 5:30 in the morning and get home at 9 o'clock and pat her on the head. And I said, that's not the life I want. I'm so fortunate. I have friends from high school growing up. I have friends from college. I have friends from the Marine Corps, friends from work. And friends are great, and it's so important. And having a great career is important too, but there's nothing more important than having family. Your family's with you your whole life. And it's what life is about. It gives meaning to your life. So I knew that I would have been blessed in having been in the same school system from 2nd through 12th grade in Union City, and I had public school teachers who cared about me that said, despite the fact that only 15% of the kids I went to school with went to college, and the fact that, you know, from a zip code, people expect low expectations of what you're going to make out of your life, I had teachers that cared about me and said, you can aspire to anything. Don't let it hold back from where you come from. So I wanted my kids to have that same kind of roots, and we were building roots in Summit, just like Westfield's a great town to raise your family in. So I knew I had to find a place in New Jersey to work, because I wanted to be part of my wife's life, my kids' life, and part of our whole family's life, which I've been so blessed to have been all these years. So I found this company, Celgene. It was in Warren in those days, on exit 36 on 78. And it was fortunately run by, in those days, by a Marine, so I knew he wouldn't lie to me. He'd exaggerate, but he wouldn't lie to me. And everybody told me not to go there. Had 6 weeks of cash left, but I knew that that was the kind of risk that I should take, because the impact on people's lives could be so dramatic. And my life was changed by working there. You don't have to meet many cancer patients to understand the sense of urgency and intensity that has to be there. We have a family friend named Lori Kutzba, who's been my assistant for the last 15 years. And people would say, Lori, tell Bob we should close between December 25th and January 2nd. And I always have Lori tell him back, hey, cancer patients don't get a day off. They never get a day off. We take vacation and we have to re-energize our batteries and stuff. But the company can never close, because it's the patient whose lives matter. And so, as Kathy pointed out, my life was so greatly affected by having the opportunity to every day get up thinking your job is to make lives better for people who are suffering such serious illnesses. And that company has transformed multiple cancers from terminal disease to chronic disease. And because of that investment, like in 2017, 45% of revenue back into R&D, to research and development, on the cusp of curing multiple cancers. I had stepped down as CEO a couple of years ago and was going to go to the next journey in my life, the next chapter in my life. And whether it was in neuroscience or in information technology related to healthcare. But this opportunity, responsibility came to us. And I grew up in Union City with Bob Menendez, and he was going to be reelected virtually unopposed. Less than a third of New Jerseyans even knew that he had been indicted by the Obama administration. Less than 10% knew about all of the very specific allegations that FBI investigations with corroborating evidence had exposed, and how he'd been told by the Department of Justice that he was lying about his responses to the allegations. And so, you know, having been born and raised in New Jersey, I've been so fortunate for our 3 kids to be raised in New Jersey. And Hillary is still sort of with us, works at Giovanni Yogurt in New York, and our 2 sons are stationed in the same regiment in Camp Pendleton in California in the 1st Marine Regiment. Robbie's in the 2nd Battalion, 1st Marines, and Max in the 1st Battalion, 1st Marines. So, you know, we've been so fortunate to be in New Jersey. We love New Jersey, and we're not going to let people in New Jersey not have a choice in this election. So we've worked hard. Nearly 500 events like this that we've done, 500 of them. As Kathy said, I've taken 4 days off since February to make sure that people in New Jersey know who Bob Menendez is, who know who I am, and know the vision that we have, it's unaffordable to live here. We're tearing families apart. We already know that we have the fastest rate of out-migration of 18 to 34-year-olds. We spend all this money to educate these kids through 12th grade, and we know they're not coming back. And on top of that, with the latest cap on state and local tax deductions, we're driving senior citizens out of the state, and they're the ones with the capital. And when you lose the young people who have the skills and the aptitude, the orientation to apply information technology to the economy where the jobs of the future are going to be, and you don't have the capital or the young people with that orientation, the outlook for jobs and affordability in New Jersey is terrible. And I'm not a quitter. I'm not somebody who's going to say that's somebody else's problem. We're going to tackle that head on. And that's what you do in life, right? For people that are leaders, you don't run away from problems, you make them happen. So we're going to give the people of New Jersey a choice on November the 6th. And we've worked hard to make sure they understand the issues, but really I have to tell you, there's two things that we have to do. And I ask for your support on both of them. Kathy sort of outlined a little bit the first one. People in New Jersey know that Bob Menendez is a bad person. That's not up for debate. They also increasingly know that not only is he a bad person, he hasn't delivered for the people. 25 years in Washington, 16 of those years with the Democratic president, and New Jersey's dead last. And I'm not talking by a little bit. Louisiana's 25th. We may never get to be 25th in the middle. But if the average state gets back $1.18 for every dollar it sends to Washington, New Jersey gets back 70-something cents. The difference between New Jersey and Louisiana is the equivalent of having no property taxes in New Jersey and having a third or a quarter of the state budget being paid for by somebody else. That's the magnitude of the difference. And being 48th would be the equivalent of like a 25% reduction in everybody's property taxes. That's how badly we're treated. And they know that, but they're increasingly knowing that. But I have to tell you, there are people that are saying, you know, we know he's bad, but they're not exactly fond of the President of the United States in some parts of New Jersey, and they're saying, I don't want somebody else that's going to be a rubber stamp for Donald Trump. And I have to tell you, my entire life has been about being independent and doing the right thing. I've lived my life with honor and integrity. When I took the oath in February of 1973 to join the Marine Corps, I pledged to do the right thing every day, and I feel very proud that I've done that in my life, personally and professionally. I do not fill out any special interest questionnaire. And I love the Chamber of Commerce. They wanted to endorse me, but they got to fill out the questionnaire. I said, no, I don't fill out anybody's questionnaire. And so there isn't a political party that helped me be the councilman and then the mayor and then the assemblyman and the state senator and the congressman, and now I want you to help me be United States Senator. Listen, I'm independent. I respect all the people that are helping me. When I go to Washington, there's only going to be one constituency that matters, the people of New Jersey, who have been so underserved for so long. And I go everywhere. I'm going to represent all New Jerseyans. Race, religion, creed, sexual orientation, political party doesn't matter. New Jersey matters. We got to put New Jersey first again. It's been so disserved by the people in Washington from the United States Senate who just thought about other things, aspiring for other office, or their own agenda on other things, caring for themselves, or whatever the case might be. So I am independent, but I'm going to put the people of New Jersey first. We know where the race is, and it's this close. It's going to all matter who gets out to vote. It's not just you voting. You've got to get your grandmother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, your kids, your neighbors. If we get the vote out, we absolutely win. There's no doubt. Democrats are embarrassed by this guy. We can make it happen. I'm not just some talk guy. My life has been about producing results, and great results for people, with the whole concept and body that I learned in the Marine Corps of selfless leadership. The best way to achieve your objectives is by helping others be successful. And the more people you help be successful, the higher probability you have of achieving that ultimate goal, and the higher probability you have of being successful yourself. So I tell you is that we're doing this for the right reason. Our state deserves better, and I found so many ways that we get the short end of the stick that we can reverse. So it's not hopeless. We really can make a difference for the people of New Jersey. And I'm going to shine the light on every issue that matters to you and all the people of New Jersey, whether it's a municipal issue, a county issue, a state issue, or a federal issue. because the people in New Jersey deserve better. And so I want to thank you, but implore you, with just basically 16 days to go, it's going to all be about who gets out and votes. So thank you for being with us. Thanks for all, for around all your